basically, while all these Avengers are flying around, dealing with very big things, who's here taking care of the little guy? And that's what Peter's always been about. That's what Peter Parker's mission basically is. And while he's encountered the Avengers, what would it be like if you were a kid who played an instrument in high school and suddenly the biggest rock musician in the whole world calls you, takes you to Europe, you actually hold your own in a big concert, and then he drops you off and you have to go back to school. Set against this extraordinary cinematic universe. What we always try to do at Marvel Studios is we're building the cinematic universe, is look at the big picture, how can things relate across movies and across years. Avengers Infinity War is the culmination of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe as started in May of 2008 with the release of Iron Man 1.
Hey everybody, awesome news. So Kevin Feige revealed what their plans are for Spider-Man through Infinity War in the next Spider-Man film in Phase 4. He's basically the new Tony Stark, so I'm going to explain what's going on because this is awesome. There's a new round of the Spider-Man tickets giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video, so I could listen to Kevin Feige talk for hours about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You hear him talk a little bit about how Spider-Man fits in and why he's so important, that he's actually becoming the new connective tissue that Tony Stark is. So when I say that Spider-Man is becoming the new Iron Man, he's not literally becoming the new Iron Man. He's not going to take over Stark's company. Iron Man isn't going to go away. A lot of people have been making a big deal about Avengers dying during Infinity War because Kevin Feige said it's going to be the end of the road for some of the big A-list Avengers, meaning that they won't re-sign their contracts, and they're not going to get a sequel like Captain America 4 or Thor 4. But we'll dig into that because they've said a whole bunch of stuff. They're doing Spider-Man press right now for that movie, but people are asking them about Infinity War and Phase 4, so that's how we know about all this stuff. This is basically Robert Downey Jr. trying to duck the question about passing the baton to Spider-Man. And this gives you an idea of how important Spider-Man is for their plans going forward into Phase 4. Feige described the next Spider-Man sequel as being like Civil War 2. That's how big it is and how big it's going to change the Marvel Universe. If you didn't think that Infinity War and Avengers 4 would change the Marvel Universe.
What happens is things are presented to me that are really well thought out by folks who have been doing this correctly for a long time. And I go like, check, and then attempt to take the credit in press conferences. So I'm holding this whole thing together. It's obvious. Whatever. I've been semi-retired since, again, the first weekend that Iron Man 1 opened. You get inflated. And then you think, oh my God, I've created everything that's going my way. And then things happen where you go, all right, there's a little evidence to the contrary. And at this point, you go back to, you're just like, it's nice to be on this call sheet. So as you can see, I've changed dramatically, and I'm an extremely humble individual.
So as you can see, Robert Downey Jr. has no idea what's going on. He literally just signs his name when they give him a call and say, hey, we need you for a movie. So what's happening is they're cycling back the A-list Avengers, and they're cycling up people like Spider-Man because of that Kevin Feige promo that I attached at the beginning of this video. If you need to rewind and watch it, where he says that Spider-Man is the person who brings this to ground level and helps keep it relatable. He's actually the reason why you probably won't see Defenders in the big Avengers movies anytime soon. So blame Spider-Man for that if you want more TV crossover. Because that's what the Defenders would be. They'd be the ground level heroes looking up at all these crazy battles happening and trying to relate to it as average people. Like a couple of us have superpowers, but we're not really the gods that people like Thor and Hulk are. So even though he's an A-list Avenger, he's sort of the kid that's watching this all unfold, and he's going to be the connective tissue between all the Phase 4 movies, meaning that you might see him pop up in other people's movies too. Like, think about how cool it would be to see him cross over with Captain Marvel, or with Ant-Man for that matter. A lot of people are like, just crazy team-ups, that's all we want to see from Phase 4. And that's the promise of it being super different. You have characters like Doctor Strange that won't get their sequel till Phase 4. Even though they're still going to be doing straight-up sequels, like there will be a Guardians 3, you're not going to see 6 Iron Man movies. They've already confirmed that the next Spider-Man movie will feature an A-list Avenger. It's not going to be Tony Stark. I've already talked a little bit about this, but it's probably going to be Captain America or the Hulk or even Captain Marvel, but I don't think it's going to be her. But when they call Spider-Man 2 Civil War 2, that doesn't mean they're going to be stuffing as many characters in it. It's not going to be quite as crazy as the actual Civil War movie was. There'll just be a lot more Marvel stuff going on in the background, helping it connect to the other Phase 4 movies. But we can't really talk about actual villains. There are things that they set up during Spider-Man Homecoming. Once we do spoiler videos, then we can talk about actual characters. You may have heard about some of the secret cast that they kept under their hat for a while. Please don't post spoilers in the comments if you have seen the movie. But you guys can let me know, like you see Iron Man popping up in all the Phase 1 movies, talking to the other Avengers, bringing them together for Infinity War. How do you feel about Spider-Man being used as the connective tissue for all the other movies going forward after Infinity War? It just feels like a really easy way for them to keep it relatable while at the same time doing all the crazy stuff. Like you see really crazy stuff in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Imagine Peter Parker crossing over and going into outer space. That is the promise of some of these big Avengers films. They also confirmed that just like the transition from Civil War to Spider-Man Homecoming, the timeline will be the same from the 4th Avengers film to Spider-Man Homecoming 2. They don't have an official name for the movie. It'll be called Spider-Man something something. They're not going to call it Spider-Man 2. It'll be 2 months after the end of Avengers 4, and it'll be just like Spider-Man's next retreat with the Avengers. Like you've seen in the Spider-Man trailers, when's our next retreat? That'll be what these next 2 Avengers films are for Peter Parker. So that'll be his summer vacation. Then he'll have to come back and be a kid who's a junior in high school. They did confirm that it would be his junior year, meaning that the next Spider-Man movie after that will be his senior year. So he will be in high school for the next 3 movies. Beyond that, we'll see what they decide to do. But Tom Holland is committed to the character. He wants to do the Robert Downey Jr. 10-plus year thing where you just stick around for everybody else's movie, even if you're not going to do another spin-off. But I think we all know that Sony really loves that Spider-Man cash cow, so they're going to want to keep making Spider-Man films as long as possible, in addition to all the Spider-Verse stuff that they have with the Venom films, Silver Sable, Black Cat, all the crazy stuff they're planning. For those of you asking about the actual Phase 4 movies, they've confirmed Spider-Man 2, whatever it's going to be called, will be the first thing after Avengers 4, then we're going to get Guardians 3, and then they don't have any more movies on the schedule. But they have said in the past that we would see another Doctor Strange movie. That'll be Phase 4. I think they just haven't figured out what the movie's going to be. And Kevin Feige did say that a lot of the titles for the Phase 4 movies would be spoilers for Infinity War, which just means crossover stuff. So they're talking about brand new characters, mixing the Avengers roster, because Peter Parker will be an Avenger by that time. So it's not like they want to give away the idea of Captain Marvel becoming a bigger part of the universe, but if you've read the comics and you know what happens during Infinity War, then you have a pretty good idea of how the universe is going to be changing. So just one more reason to keep up with the comics. But leave all your Marvel video requests in the comments below. I know you've been asking for a spoilery Spider-Man review. The embargo is up on Thursday, but I might wait till the movie comes out because people usually don't want spoilers till after they see the movie. But there'll be Easter egg videos. There'll be a lot more Spider-Man Homecoming stuff coming in the next couple of days. But if there are any special Spider-Man videos you guys want me to do, just let me know in the comments. Congratulations to the latest giveaway winner, Complete's Journey. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. I'll announce a new winner the next time I post Marvel. There'll be some new Game of Thrones posting tomorrow, and there's that special Rick and Morty event. So I'll remind everyone as I post new videos. But you can click here for that non-spoilery Spider-Man Homecoming review, and you can click here for brand new Rick and Morty. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.